In this video, I'll be outlining the general process behind resetting a student's OneID password. It is important to note that with every ticket you receive, you must carefully read through the description to ensure that a password reset is actually what the student needs. As in some circumstances, it might be that the student isn't logging in using the correct method or doesn't have access to the application they are trying to enter. I'll now outline how we convert a call ticket into a request ticket and give the user a temporary password. Before we start, please open the following applications: Active Directory, Amos, and Notepad. Now, we'll open up this call ticket and read through the request description. When we're reading through these request descriptions, we are looking for key information that will help us decide what we're going to do with the ticket. For instance, we need to ensure that the student has explained what they are trying to access and what their OneID number is. In this ticket, we can see that the student has explained that they are trying to log into eStudent and they've provided their OneID number. Firstly, we'll change the caller ID from guest to their OneID. Now, we'll change the call type to request. And lastly, we'll change the request item to OneID. Once we've done this, we'll press the Save and Exit button in the top right corner. On this next screen, under What is your query regarding OneID, select Password, and then leave Quick Close as No. We would only select Yes if we reset the user's password over the phone. I will go into greater detail as to why this is the case in another video. To finalize the creation of this request ticket, press Submit. One thing to be cautious of is that you do not leave this page once this screen is open. This is because if you were to leave this page, the ticket would be lost forever and would have to restart this process. After you've pressed Submit, you should be greeted to a screen like this. All we need to do to continue on is press the RITM number. Now we'll open up Amos. When you open Amos and select the eUser Update tab, this is the screen that you should see. To make our lives easier, I'm going to press the Restore Down button in the top right corner, and then I'll open the Personal Details function under the Links to Other Functions section. Now, I'll drag this new window out to the right so that we can see both windows at the same time. Now that we have Amos set up, we can start creating the temporary password for this user. I would suggest writing this password on your Notepad application. The format we are going to use is the last 4 digits of their OneID, their street name with the first letter being capital, and their date of birth. So, for instance, the last 4 digits of this user's OneID is 5717, their street name is Smith, and their date of birth is the 1st of May 1998. Therefore, we would set their temporary OneID password to 5717 Smith 010598. Now that we have the temporary password written up, we can open Active Directory and set the new password on the user's account. To do this, right-click mqauth.uni and select Find. In this window, we'll copy and paste the student's OneID into the name field and then press Find Now. Once this is loaded, right-click the student's OneID and select Reset Password. Then come back onto the notepad and copy and paste the student's temporary password. Paste this into both the new password field and the confirm password field. Once you've done this, press OK to set the password. Finally, we will now send an email to the user notifying them of their new temporary password. ServiceNow templates make this very easy, and all we need to do is click the 3 dots in the bottom right corner and search for OneID. Once you do this, you should see OneID password reset email. Simply click that and it will pre-fill all of the fields. If you don't have this bottom template bar, we can enable it by clicking the 3 dots in the top right corner and selecting Toggle Template Bar. If you see an empty template bar, you might be in the task view of the ticket. All of the templates are stored on the RITM view of the ticket. To change over, simply press the Information button just to the right of the RITM number and press the Open Record button. This will bring you into the correct view, and you should be able to see all of the templates. Also, it is important to note that these templates do not work in every circumstance. Please ensure you have answered all of the user's questions and you haven't just responded with the template. Now, we'll just adjust the name and add our own name into the signature. Finally, press Save in the top right corner, which will send the email off to the user, and scroll down and click on the task number. As there is no further action required by the service desk, we can simply press the Resolve Task button in the top right corner. Once you have done this, you have now successfully completed your first OneID password reset. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.